you get when you roll with the poison donuts.
You guys are still in the field. Not in the field. You're in the wood line discussing your plan with one of the Gith, who is a young soldier, a new recruit, and a mind flayer. And you guys are just kind of just sitting there, just passing the time, just kind of going over your plan. When Theria, you feel this like buzzing noise, like a buzzing sensation coming out of your pocket.
Right. Sorry, guys. I got to take this.
Okay.
No, that's what I say when I take the rock out of my pocket.
Oh, I thought literally. Okay. You pull out the pocket watch. And
oh, I thought it was my stone.
No, it wasn't your stone.
Okay.
It was your pocket watch. And the minute hand and the hour hand are going in opposite directions, and it's spinning around and buzzing. And the mind flare goes, I think the angry one is trying to communicate with you.
Can you hear him?
No, I wished I would not try to do that. And that's when the young Gith says, I remember this stuff from the academy. They said something about this. It's some kind of psionic thing. Let me see if I can figure this out. And as soon as the words leave his mouth, his head explodes, and you're covered with his goo.
Nice.
And his corpse drops to the ground.
So do you think you figured it out, or?
He was blown away by it.
The pocket watch is shaking and like bouncing around. It's starting to glow, and that Gith hits the ground. His body hits the ground, and out of the bushes stands a battered and beaten gnome who looks very familiar. And he points at you and says, "You're gonna break that damn thing," and then taps somebody else on the shoulder, and Matilda stands up. And she's got a bow in her hand. And
Matilda the dwarf?
Matilda the dwarf. And he's like, quick. The gnome says, quick, hurry up and hit him. And hit her. And he jolt, he's kind of like, get her to aim. And she shoots, and it's completely off. And it goes right at Rothgar and hits him in the leg. And he just laughs.
In the knee, perhaps?
In the knee. And Rothgar just laughs at it. And then you guys start to see everything start to swirl around you. Like the scenery starts to, like there's a wind tunnel, like there's a dust devil around you. It's starting to pick up speed. And Rothgar approaches like he's trying to get in it, but he can't seem to get in this wind tunnel. And then he blinks out and he vanishes. The pocket watch then starts to settle down, and the wind dies down. And when everything is now clear, you see a path. It is just like a very simple cobblestone road that leads up to what looks to be like a blacksmith shop. And there's smoke coming out the top. And on either side of this road is just nothing. It just looks like darkness, or it just looks like if you were to go off the side, you would fall off into nothing.
Like the void? Is it staring back at us?
No. And
so you set up the path. It looks like a blacksmith shop?
Yes, it's basically right in the middle of your path.
Can we see anybody?
No, the door is closed. The windows are kind of stained with soot.
But you said there's smoke coming out, like somebody's working the forge?
Yeah.
So Soul Wrench just kind of looks over the edge of this cobblestone pathway, and then he looks at the cabin, and then he looks at Theory and Sully and says, well, I guess we know where we're going now.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to get us here, so might as well go say hello.
And when you look back at the mind flare, you can see that there is some kind of arcane symbol that is now burned into his forehead where it was just a scar, and it's glowing red.
Oh, the mind flare came with us?
Yeah, he was with you.
So it's the four of us.
Yep.
So Soul Wrench looks back and he startles, and Bolshavath jumps out and is like, but then he recognizes him and he's like, oh, okay.
So the lobotomy scar on his head looks like some sort of wound now?
Yep. And it's glowing red.
Is it in a recognizable character of language that we know?
You can make a knowledge arcana check if you want.
14?
I got a natural 20, so it's 24.
So Sully, you know that this, in your studying through some book that you found when you looted a ship in your pirate days, that this is the symbols that mind flayers use, and it's an ancient symbol, their culture, and usually means that they are sort of in touch, or they have been touched by like a superior being.
It's meaningless. Let's go forward.
What was the mind flayer's name again? Did he tell us that name?
No, you never asked him.
Doesn't matter. He's lobotomized anyways.
I just want to have something to call him.
He says, I am Moonflower,
Of course you are.
and I believe we have successfully melded with the Angry One's mind.
Oh, nice.
Well, if that's the case, then let's go see if we can find the Angry One.
Yeah, let's head into the blacksmith.
Okay. You enter the blacksmith's office, and standing there working at the forge is a dwarf. He's wearing a helmet that's got like two horns that have holes in it, and there's smoke coming out of it. And he has a long red beard. A young human who's got some scars on his face and his arms. He's kind of in rags, looks like his assistant. And there's an elderly elf woman like sitting at a desk. And before we go any further, let me send these emails to you.
High tech.
I know.
So, Soul Wrench immediately goes, wait a minute.
All right. Let me know if you get them. And you're completely lost.
Yep, I knew it. It's you. Soul Wrench walks over to the horned dwarven person.
He looks at you, goes, "Do I know you? Take a
Yes.
number." Nope, never met you. Take a number. And the old woman says, "Here, take your number."
So, Moonflower, you think we're in the mind of the mind flayer now?
Why, yes, Sully, I believe we are. I believe he is attempting to understand and read your thoughts.
Well, that would make a little bit more sense. I don't feel the same kind of connection that I normally do in the presence of this dwarven stranger.
So, I take it that, Theria, you would know who the elf woman is.
She is the sister of my mother, but she's dead.
Yeah, I knew the
So this,
human boy once. He's also dead.
well, the dwarf, as far as I can tell, is alive, although perhaps more of a vestige of something hidden. But regardless, it seems these are mental constructs.
Yeah, it seems like it's the mind flayer trying to fuck with us.
Fuck with us, or perhaps more to build common ground.
They chose the wrong person with me. I mean, I will walk up to the human boy and just stare at him, but I'm not addressing him.
So
I'm going to go over to my aunt and ask her in Elvish what she's doing here.
she responds that she is the assistant and she does the bookkeeping.
Is she always here, or does she go somewhere? Does she live here?
She says she lives down the road.
And I ask her if she recognizes me.
No, she doesn't know who you are.
While this is all happening, Soul Wrench whispers to Volshavath to see if there's anything here that he sees or senses, maybe that was pulled from him, or what his understanding is of what's going around here.
No, he just says be alert and ready. So the dwarf says, have you taken a number yet? I think I know what you're here for. And he walks over to the wall, and there's, different weapons hanging on there. And he pulls off this key and sets it down on the table. He says, I think you're here for this. And just about that time, the door opens, and in walks a human in black leather armor that looks charred from fire. And he's kind of disheveled.
When that attracts everybody's attention, I'm going to try sleight of hand to take the key.
Meanwhile, I'm going to pay attention to this human and see if there's any recognition regarding his identity.
16?
Yeah, you walk up there, no problem, and swipe it.
Does it feel like real metal? Like,
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So is there like a place to take a number?
The old woman is giving out numbers.
I'll take one from her.
Okay. She thanks you very much. So
Sully, while you're there, can you grab me one as well? Meanwhile, Soul Wrench then turns back to this person that just walked in and says, "Now, who are you?"
he says, isn't it obvious? I'm Bekbar. And he walks up to the dwarf and says, you got that sword handy yet? And he reaches behind the counter and pulls out this long sword that looks, finely crafted with runes on it. And he said, yeah, I call it the Blade of the Eternal Wound or something. That sounds good. Bekbar's like, yeah, that'll work. I think that's good. I got some trouble I got to deal with. Appreciate it. And he takes the sword.
Bekbar didn't take his number yet. I got a number here. We go first.
And he reaches into his pocket and brandishes a scrolled up piece of paper that looks like a number that he wrote on. He's like, see, I got a number. It's like 12. That works. Anyway, I think I'll be seeing you guys around. So, and he goes and walks out the door.
Soul Wrench, at the mention of Bekbar, simultaneously cringes in fear and bristles in anger. Not really sure how to go about this, but then there's a bit of doubt. No, this could not have been Bekbar.
Everything here is an illusion of some sort or other.
I'm going to take the opportunity to study what he's wearing before he leaves.
Okay. It is just crappy black leather armor that looks like it's been burned by something, like a fireball or something has burned it and charred it.
Freshly burned? Like still smoking?
No. It's been a while. And he's kind of unkept, like he just doesn't, somebody who's kind of a slob.
I was studying it more for weak spots, and also
Oh,
to
okay.
see if there's any identifying feature on it that, if I see him later on, that I might recognize.
Okay.
But basically, yeah, since you said it was burned and sort of damaged, I was just looking to see if there was any spots I might slip a dagger in later.
That armor doesn't look like it would hold up to much of anything.
Okay.
So, having spent so much time in the Nine Hells my entire life and fighting against the forces of both Bekbar and the Lich Queen, based on I doubt that I've ever actually seen Bekbar, but based on the stories that I probably imagine I would have heard about him, does this description seem to hold water?
Yeah, he looks like a slob and he's kind of unkept, kind of that fits the description. He may have had like different armor on. He may have actually been wearing like real armor, but
Well, this is a creation. These are mental constructs. It's possible that whatever is creating this may have pulled this description from my mind. Sully, Theria, do you have any idea of what we're meant to do here yet?
No, other than maybe make contact with the angry one, wherever he may be in here.
I was going to ask these guys who's, like, now that we have a number, who's actually calling the numbers.
The old woman.
So the old woman is the elf woman?
Yes.
Aunt? So I'll ask her again in Elvish what happens when our number gets called.
Oh, you get to place your order or pick up what you're here for.
Okay. You know how long it'll take until, and then I point to Sully's number, to his number is called?
And she looks up. She said, well, we just did number 12, and I think your friend's number is 147.
I'm going to cover up the 7 and be like, it's 14.
And she kind of looks, goes, squints with one eye. Oh, yeah, okay, that will work. And then the dwarf's like, you're here for that key, aren't you? And he looks down at the table and goes, where'd it go?
Where'd what go?
The key.
Did you lose our key?
No, I didn't lose no key. I think you stole it.
Maybe that
How could you have stolen it?
maybe that Bekbar fella stole it. He did beat Hasty Retreat as soon as he got his sword.
Who left the key for us?
Who left the key for you? It was here all along.
What was it a key to?
I don't know. They just told me to make a key. I can look for the blueprint if you want.
Yeah, that might be helpful.
Okay. And then he
Is there
bends
anything else
down.
useful?
What?
Anything particularly noteworthy or eye-catching amongst the weapons on the wall?
No, they just they look like regular weapons you would see in any kind of blacksmith shop. So he bends down. You can hear shuffling of papers, and then he pops his head back up. But he does not look like like a dwarf anymore. He looks like some kind of insect with pincers in the front of his face. And that's when the boy and the older woman both change into these insect creature with pincers. And that's when you can roll initiative.
Like a humanoid or something else?
Yeah, like a humanoid. It's got like, 6 arms. It looks like a bug.
Okay. Like a 3 cream?
Yeah, kind of.
Sweet.
While they were turning, I wanted to reach down and just grab the edge of my rapier blade to make sure that it still feels sharp here.
Yep.
So it still feels like I could cut something with this.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need like a dream weapon or something. Because I think I have one.
Of course, I'd roll a natural 20 for Moonflower.
Of course.
That dude is so chill. It just flows like water.
He's used to living in these mental constructs. Apparently, so am I though, because I doubled my normal initiative.
Yep. So the Mind Flayer has been watching this, and he says, "I believe the entity that's keeping the angry one at bay is attempting to get rid of you."
Oh, is that all?
All right. So Soul Wrench, you are up.
All right, which one's closest to me?
I would say the one that was the dwarf.
Okay. Is he already in melee range?
Yep.
So are any of the others within 5 feet of him?
No.
Okay.
Do we have the same hit points, spells, etc. that we did before we got sucked into this world?
You are correct. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to Volshavath flashes out of my arm and wreaths himself in green flame as I bring it across the face of this insect dwarf hybrid thing.
All right.
So
That would be a hit if that's your roll. Yep. 18. That's a
Wait,
hit.
no, that wasn't my roll. That was my initiative. I'm
Oh, okay.
still I'm a little slow right now.
I like to picture
All
it all
right.
being like that scene out of The Fly. They just start breaking
So
out of
that
their skin.
is that's a 14. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, you take a swing and it moves out of the way.
All right. And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to make an additional attack. And I will. Yeah, I'm not gonna use Volshavath's whip form. I'm just gonna keep him in sword form.
Okay.
Oh, the 3 was the first one, so that also misses.
Alrighty. Sully, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to say out loud, it was a mistake to use the image of my son, but now it's even more of a mistake to fuck with the image of my son. So as a bonus action, I am, never mind the bonus action. I'm just going to cast my Light of Molask spell, which is Blight,
Okay.
on the whatever one just got attacked.
Okay.
Was it dwarf or a different one?
Dwarf, yeah.
That was a dwarf.
Okay, so he has to make a con save, DC 18.
It made it.
Okay, so it will take half of this. It takes 21 necrotic damage. But that's all that happens to it.
Okay. Theria, you're up.
Are these creatures either undead or fiends?
No.
All right. And are any of them injured?
One is, yes.
All right. Then I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on that one. This is my bonus action.
All right.
And then I'm going to fire my bow. Crit. So what do you want me to do?
Roll the percentage die.
I think this is the first time I've had to roll the percentage die when I wasn't, like, potentially exploding. 45.
Okay. Yeah, it's just double damage. Just regular critical.
Okay. So it's double the roll, and then I add the modifiers, right?
No, whatever you roll, you roll. So if
That's
you
what I
roll,
mean. I don't double my modifiers, only double the roll, right?
Yep.
right. Yep.
You roll additional, right? It's not that you just double whatever you rolled.
Yeah.
Say that again. Sorry.
You roll twice the
So,
number
like,
of dice.
Right. So you're not like if you roll a 5 on a 10, you're not gonna count it as 10. You're just gonna roll 2d10s, and one happens to be a 5 and one.
I gotcha. Okay, so this is a 6, 19. And then, is there anybody within 5 feet of him?
No.
All right, I'm going to use my second attack. One die, 29.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do my damage, which is 13.
All right. Yeah, you blast him.
And which one is that? The dwarf, the kid, or the lady?
The dwarf. So the dwarf is going to go after Soul Wrench. 2 claw attacks. Yeah, 16 is the highest. No, I would assume, right? 16 doesn't hit.
No, just barely. I think that's a 17. Yep, 17.
Okay, 18 on the bite does hit, and you take 20 slashing damage. One is going to attack Sully. That would be 24 and a 19.
I'll cast shield, so both miss.
Okay, and then it will try to bite you, and that's a 24.
That would miss because the shield's up.
Okay, so fail, 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 and then last attack on Theria. 2 claws at 25 and 25.
Those both hit.
Sorry, question. Did we get a short rest in between the last battle that we had and what we are doing now?
Yeah. I mean, you're all healed up.
Okay,
If that's what
so
you're
we're
asking.
at full go.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I'm going to use Hellish Rebuke as a reaction against the dwarf hitting.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so the 2 claws do 47 damage,
Damn.
and then the bite attack is a miss. So Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah. So as the claw, was it the claws or the bite? Regardless of what it was, in response.
Oh, you're paralyzed.
You failed your con save.
Shit, that was half my hit points.
On the dwarf.
We
So
didn't
he's
hear
got to make.
We
He's
didn't
got
hear
to
anything.
make. What?
You
You
froze.
froze up.
Said,
Oh. Is this better?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. So what was the last thing you guys heard?
That regardless of whatever attack hit you, and then you got paralyzed.
Oh. So basically, he whispers words of power, and his cannons flash out, and a beam of energy that seems to track the dwarf flashes out. So he's got to make a reflex save, DC 15.
Okay. 14.
All right. So he's going to take 5d10 fire damage. Jeez. And all these ones count as twos because of my feet. So that's 29 plus 4. So 33 fire damage.
All right. Yeah, he is hurting at this point. So the Mind Flare will attempt to attack. He is going to go after this dwarf too, which is not a dwarf. And his psionic abilities are not as finely tuned as others, and he fails. Soul Wrench.
All right. So I'm going to continue to press my attack using the Green Flame Blade. That's a 21.
Yep.
So 16 damage, half of it fire.
All right, still standing.
And then Soul Wrench is going to use his bonus action to press the attack with another swipe of Bolshavath
Okay.
for a 27.
Yep.
Dealing 15 slashing damage.
Yeah, you nail it, and a couple of its arms come off, and it's bleeding, and you can see the sites, the injured sites on its body is now like small little bugs are falling out onto the floor and crawling out of it. Sully, you're up.
So is the dwarf one dead, or is it?
No, it's
just
still
hands
alive.
on?
Yeah, barely.
Okay, so I'm going to create a third level spiritual weapon as a bonus action
Okay.
behind it to strike at it. But probably miss. 14.
14. Yes, that's a miss.
Okay, and then I'm going to try to shock and grasp it.
Okay.
It's a 25.
Yep.
9 lightning damage.
Yep. And that does him in. And it just kind of splats to the ground. And all these little tiny little bugs start crawling everywhere and up around the walls. Etheria, you're up.
So there's one that's dead.
One that's dead, 2 that are up that have been uninjured.
All right. I guess I'll shoot at the next one.
Okay.
I'm going to move over my hunter's mark first. I'm going to attack my aunt.
Okay.
24.
Yep.
13 damage. And 26 for 14 damage.
All right. Yep.
And is there anywhere in the room that I can get some cover? Like a table or a chair?
Yeah, I mean, you could move and get behind like a small table.
All right. Is anybody engaged with me at the moment? She attacked me last turn, right?
Yeah.
All right. I have escaped the horde, which makes opportunity attacks disadvantage.
Okay.
So I'm
I
going
will
to run behind, what was it again, a table?
Yeah.
To get some cover.
All right. So 1 claw at disadvantage. And that is very thankful because that's a 20 and a 15. So 28 with the claw. No, that's not 28. 23.
Yep.
All right. And 10 piercing damage as you disengage from it.
Dude, I am hurt.
It is their turn. Coming after Sully with that's 18 is the highest. That's probably a miss.
That's a miss.
And the bite is a 10, and that's a miss. And then the old woman is going to try to go after Soul Wrench.
Soul Wrench flares his wings and says, "Bring it, bitch."
24 and a 26.
Yeah, both those hit.
Okay. Well, she brought it. That's 35 damage.
Ooh.
And then the bite is 21.
That's a hit.
And that's going to be 24 damage. So that's 59 total.
So I am minus 11.
God damn it.
Soul Wrench
I
drops
survived
like
the very
a ton
first
of
attack.
bricks.
What the hell is that stupid mind flare doing? I'm assuming my unicorn didn't come with us, right?
No. Okay, the Mind Flare will go after the old woman again. That will be a hit. It is taken 14 damage from Psychic Strike. Soul Wrench, you get to make a death save. Add your Constitution
Yay.
modifier.
Yeah, I make it.
All right, good. All right. Sully, you're up.
Soul Wrench is examining his life choices up until this point.
So I never really thought I would use this spell, but I guess I will. It's almost wasted because it works on up to 6 people, but there's not that many people on my side here. Well, bonus action, I'm going to attack the formerly old elf woman with my spiritual weapon. 24.
Okay. Yep.
15 points of force damage.
What
And
is the
then-
spiritual weapon? What does it look like?
This would just be like a gauntleted fist punching her.
How much damage?
15.
Okay. Very good.
And then I'm casting Mass Cure Wounds on everybody on my side. 12. Everybody gets back 39.
Nice.
Wow.
So you are the king.
At 28.
I don't know what that says about my game that you said that you
You
never
don't
thought
get
you'd
a-
use that spell.
Well,
don't
just
get
because
like-
it only cures 6 people. We only have like 3 or 4
Yeah.
most who would ever need it. So
Yeah.
Wait, but Soul Wrench, I don't think in 5e you go to negative numbers. You just
no, you go to 0 and then go back up.
So when he gives you that 39, you get the whole number.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that part of 5e.
The only time that it applies is that if your total hit points is 40 and you go to negative, I think 41, then you're dead, right?
Oh, okay.
Like if you double the
Okay.
All right.
But I think it's your max. It's not your current. Like if I'm down to 5 and you do 10 damage to me, that doesn't kill me.
Right, right.
Max.
All right. Theria, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna take 2 more shots with the bow at the old lady.
All right.
I'm gonna take 1 anyway, and maybe it'll kill her. 31.
Yep.
17 damage.
Okay.
The other one isn't within 5 feet of her, is it?
No.
All right. Then the second attack is a 13, which is a miss, I'm guessing.
Need a 17.
I'm going to use my inspiration
Very good.
because we're getting our asses kicked. And fire again. 27.
Yep.
And 16 damage.
All right. It is still up. Let's see. Going after Sully with the 2 claws. 18, I take it does not hit.
Nope.
These are some crappy rolls. 14, no.
Does not hit.
All right. The old elf woman. So Soul Wrench, give me attack of opportunity because it's going to go past you, and she is going after Theria. So
Go Volsheva! That is a 22.
Kill it.
9 damage.
okay, still up. And you get what, +2 because you got half cover.
Yeah, and I'm also going to use Warding Flare, which gives it disadvantage on the attack.
Okay, so first attack at disadvantage. Thank God. It's a total 17.
That's a miss.
Second attack at disadvantage. That's a miss. And a third, the attempted bite. 12 total. Nope. It swings its claws and tries to bite you, but it can't get around the table.
Nice.
Our buddy, the Mind Flare, not having a very good day. Okay, Soul Wrench.
All right, so I'm going to use an ability I don't often use, Second Wind, to give me an extra 10 hit points. So that brings me to 49. And then, where am I in relation to the other 2?
You just probably just take a movement and you could get either one.
Could I potentially get them both in a cone attack without hitting any of my allies?
No, because they're on either side.
Okay. All right, then. Which one has been attacked more up till this point?
The boy has not been touched. The old woman, elven woman, has been wailed on. You can now see like little insects and bugs like crawling out of her. falling on the floor, scurrying up the walls.
All right. I'm going to take a couple of steps back to put some more distance in between myself and these creatures. And then I'm going to, my cannons unsheath themselves from my shoulders, and both Eldritch Blasts are going to fire at the woman.
All right.
So that's a 17 and
Yep.
a 24.
Hit.
All right. And then 16 fire damage.
Still up. Sully.
I am going to move my spiritual weapon, attack with that. The woman.
All right.
Never mind. 14.
Nope.
And then I am going to cast Distant Cure Wounds on Theria.
I'm not too bad right now.
Okay. Oh, I declared it, I guess. So you go back.
No.
You go back
you don't
14.
You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to. It's not really-
I'll do it on Soul Wrench then. Soul Wrench gets
Okay.
14.
Okay.
But that's my turn.
All right. Theria, you're up.
All right. So my aunt is still up.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna take another
She's
shot.
a tough old broad.
Shot at her. 28 for 15 damage.
Yeah, as a firebow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes down in a big puddle of burning goop, and all these little bugs start running around, going up the wall. Some are on fire,
Nice.
escaping.
All right. I'm gonna move my hunter's mark over to the little boy and take my second shot. 14. I'm assuming that's a miss.
That's a miss.
All right.
Okay, one creature is left. Going after Sully. Can't seem to do. All right, 2 claw attacks. 26 and a 20.
Yeah, the 26 hits.
Okay. 19 slash piercing damage, and the attempted bite at 20 is, I think, a miss.
Yep.
Okay. So the mind flare. Oh, natural 20. Okay, so he does 25 damage. As you see the creature kind of shake its head, and like a couple winged insects fly out of it. Soul Wrench, you're up.
Before Soul Wrench acts, he goes, "Sully, how are you doing?"
I got hit once. That was it. I'm fine.
All right. In that case, then Soul Wrench will make sure that he's within 15 feet, and then he's going to use his Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So that is a 19, and then that one's not going to hit. Does 19 hit?
Yep.
All right. So that's 12 damage, and then a bonus action to use Volshavath in whip form. 16?
You need a 17.
Damn it. So they're able to just duck under it or something, I guess.
Yep. Just misses. Sully.
Missed it by that much.
That's much.
All right, I will first move the spiritual weapon. 26 to hit.
Yep.
13 points of force damage. And then I'm going to try to shock and grasp. Natural 20.
All right.
So where are my percentiles? 93 on the percentiles.
Okay, so
Nice.
that's times 3. So whatever the damage is times 3.
Damn, you're gonna kill your own kid?
Again.
Wow.
That's 32 lightning damage.
All right. All right. Theria.
Sending him to bed without supper is what that is. All right, I'll fire again. 30 is a hit. 19 damage. And 25 is a hit. 16 damage. So 35 total damage.
It is barely hanging on. It's got ooze coming out of different places and bugs crawling everywhere on it.
Imagining my arrows like ripping chunks out of them with like insects squirming in the ends of the arrows
Yep.
on the wall.
And it reaches out to attack Sully. One last time. 25.
That hits.
You never loved me, Dad.
He has worse complaints than that.
18 piercing damage. And then the bite at 19. I think that's a miss.
That's a miss.
So all the strength it had to hit you with the claw. Okay. And then it kind of shakes and its head explodes and bugs fly everywhere and it drops as a big puddle of ooze hits the ground and the bugs are scattering.
Sounds like it's time to leave.
Well, we should search for those blueprints first.
Oh, I have the key.
Yeah, I just want to
But
see what
that's
else.
also assuming that we can even leave. This is not a normal place. Whatever brought us here used mental constructs from our own memories to attack us.
Well, I didn't mean this world. I just assumed that we were going to continue down the path.
I'm going to cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I'm awesome. Maximum. So how far down is everybody else?
I'm nearly full.
I've got 75 out of 93.
I will conserve spell slots for the moment. So I do want to find those the blueprints because you don't know what else is written on them. I mean, maybe it's just a picture of the key.
Okay. Well, I'll show you the key so you know what you're looking for.
I'm gonna start rifling through where the dwarf was looking before he
I'm gonna go
transformed.
Be right back.
Okay. There is nothing else there except a scrap of paper that has blueprint for this key.
No words on it.
Yes, it is written in what do mind flares speak?
Underdark? Or
What's this?
Undercommon?
There's undercommon and then there's deep speech is the language of most aberrations.
Yeah, I'll just say it's written in deep speech.
Gibberish. It's all gibberish.
Lines and squiggles.
This being a blacksmith shop, are there any shields or anything?
Yes, there is a shield.
All right. Given the danger of those last attacks, I'm going to pick up a shield and incorporate it into my left arm.
All right.
I know the deep speech. What was written in deep speech?
Something on the blueprints.
Can I read what it says?
Yeah, it basically has measurements for this key and how to, what to do, how to make it. And in the bottom it says ordered by, and it says Deathbringer.
I share that with my friends.
Okay. Then Deathbringer brought us here, supposedly. Whatever attacked us used our own minds to create our enemies. But there's something more going on. This is not just Deathbringer's mind. This is something more than that. If he's creating constructs that might serve some greater purpose.
Well, he brought us here to communicate with him, so no one left here now. I guess see if the road continues on.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Yeah, you go back out the door, and the road continues on like up a hill.
Can we see over the hill?
No.
Okay. Keep on.
Okay, and as you're moving, the further you get away, you get about 20 feet from the old blacksmith shop, and it slowly vanishes from sight. It just disappears.
Creepy.
So you're walking up this hill, this cobblestone road. You get to the top of the hill, and in about another 50 feet appears to be a tavern.
Is it one that we recognize?
No, but it it's got it looks like it has a nameplate, and it's got all the normal markings of what would be a tavern.
Well, you don't have to ask me twice. I'm going in.
Okay. As you walk up,
I'm going in with my cannons and Volshavath both drawn. I'm not taking any chances.
Maybe we'll see the Mindflayer bartender that we met once upon a time.
So as you approach the bar, you go to enter, and you see the name on it. It's called the Double Cross Saloon. And you walk in, and there are a few tables, and you instantly know that sitting at one of the tables is a certain beholder, and he is sharing a drink with a certain elf who looks very familiar, Danville. And they're laughing it up. And right across from Danville is a stone-like figure that looks a lot like Mantro, but he's moving around and he's having a drink also.
Wait, who's the beholder? Is it the guy from that gave us the weapons?
Yeah, that's Mast from the Underdark.
Hello, friends.
And
Funny seeing you here.
You used the word friends quite lightly, even for mortal Theria.
Well, these guys were sort of our friends. Maybe not Mast, but the other two.
Yeah, certainly not masked. It's good to see all alive, even though this isn't at all real.
I'll be right back.
okay.
So, Mantro, we gave you up pretty much for dead.
And he looks at you and says, "Do I know who you are?"
No, you weren't really into me. You probably weren't paying any attention. But you should remember Theria here.
Maybe we crossed paths. I don't know. I guess I could buy you around if that'd be the case.
Good to me.
Sure.
And Mantro hails the barkeep and says, "All right, 3 more regrets coming up."
Who's the bartender?
Appears to be a human.
Somebody we recognize?
It's hard to tell from this point of view. He's got a cloak that kind of covers his face, and then walking over, handing you your drink is a drow. who looks familiar too.
What was his name? I don't remember his name.
The Cardinal,
Oh, it's the Cardinal?
Yeah.
Okay.
the one who was a Rakshasa.
Yeah, I thought it would have been the one who lost his hand.
Themis?
Yeah, that's it. Themis.
No. It's the Drow. He's like, oh, here you go. Here are your drinks.
So this appears to be just a bar filled with false and quasi friends.
Can I smell it first and tell if it's actually beer?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like.
All right, I'm gonna take a sip.
I mean, it's okay. You've had better.
Down mine.
Is there anything else?
You notice that there are 4 paintings on the wall. They're framed.
Do we recognize the pictures?
When you walk up, it looks awfully familiar. There appears to be the scene is some sort of elf and an explosion, and they are falling to the ground, and that there is like a dune, and it's a very dark scene.
Hey, that looks like you.
I'm assuming I have a piece of lead in my pack, and I'm going to sign my name in the corner of the explosion.
And then someone taps you on the arm, and it's a gnome, and he looks in pretty rough shape. He's like, "That's my favorite one. I'm going to buy that one."
It's Etheria original. How
I
much
like
will you
it.
offer me for it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not the author.
No,
I
I'm
didn't-
saying
I-
how much will you offer me for it? I'm the author. I'm the painter.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Don't you see the likeness?
No, I don't. No, that one's better looking.
Yeah, probably.
And you recognize this gnome as Dalton.
Real life adds 10 pounds. Is there anything behind the paintings?
Will you like if you pick them up?
Yeah, on the wall.
No, it just has a signature on it.
The one that I wrote or another one?
No, it's on the back. Like the
Oh.
signature is on the back.
Do we recognize the name or the language?
It looks like Githyanki.
Are the paintings in chronological order?
There is that one. The next painting you look at looks to be some sort of warforged being struck by a Rakshasa.
I get it. I thought you meant they were separate paintings. Okay.
No. And the next painting after that is a dwarf who is laying on the ground, and above it is some kind of giant 3-headed creature attacking it. And then the fourth painting is some kind of older human in a block of ice.
Do we recognize the human?
Yeah, it looks like Sully.
Block of ice. Did that happen to you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Um,
Maybe that's how it's all going to end for me. Captain American.
in the picture of me, is there a bow?
Is in the picture? Yeah, there's a bow.
All right, I'm going to write the number +10 on top of the bow in the painting. Just checking to see if it goes both ways. Do I notice anything different about my bow?
No. So the bartender comes from behind the bar, and he walks over and gets near you guys. And he says, "You guys interested in buying these or something?"
Yeah, I'd like this one.
I'd rather see it burned personally. Who is the painter?
Did you ask who is the painter? You broke up for a second.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Who is the painter of these?
He's like, I don't know. You'd have to find somebody who can translate whatever this name is on the back.
So how did they come to be in your establishment?
And the hooded figure, the bartender, kind of looks back at the rest of that group, and he can tell that they're enjoying themselves, and then he kind of moves his cloak, and you can tell you recognize him as Steve. He's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing here?"
Steve, the scout.
The traveler.
Oh, we were sent here against our will by Deathbringer.
Well, yeah, Centaur's we're probably just unconscious in the woods.
Regardless, the lobotomized mind flayer says that it's Deathbringer. I'm not quite sure still.
Well, the blueprints for the key said for Deathbringer.
Yes, but we're still in a place that reads our thoughts and makes them come to life.
Hmm.
This could be
Fair enough.
anything. In fact, Steve could be just a figment as well, and not actually the traveler.
Steve, can you prove to us that you're really here and not a figment of our imagination?
Yeah, sure. And he looks back to make sure those guys aren't watching. He pulls out his little sack and says, "Go ahead, pull something."
Okay. What do I roll?
D20.
Yeah, D20.
Do we all pull something, or just Theria?
It's up to y'all.
Awful.
3.
Okay. You reach in and feel your hand around, and you pull out a handful of maggots. And he's like, "What the hell?" Oh man.
I got a
Oh, that's
13.
not-
Okay. All right. Yeah, you reach in, Sully, and you pull out a jar that's got a bunch of flies flying around in it. And Steve just kind of looks and's like, "This stuff sucks. What the
Soren
hell is
rolled a
going
2.
on?" Okay.
Gotta tell you, Steve, you're not really convincing us that you're more than a figment.
I think Sorench is right.
Okay.
I got a 2.
All right. You reach your hand in, and something stings it, and you take 7 damage.
So I instantly react by unleashing Bolshavath right into the bag.
Okay. Yeah, you cut the bag, and all these bugs come falling out and crawling all over the floor. And he's like, "Oh boy, something's definitely gone wrong here."
Yeah, I'd say.
Hey, Steve, do you read GIF?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what this name is here?
Yeah, some guy named Poonteen. I don't know what that means.
It's a delicious Canadian dish.
I'm worried that these guys are going to turn into monsters at any moment.
Yeah, so am I, but there's got to be some point to this other than, I mean, why not just march monsters against us if they just want to kill us?
No, there's definitely a reason that we're here. We just need to discover it.
Well, I'd like to buy my painting.
What?
I'm gonna.
I was just saying I wanted to buy my painting.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you even have gold if you reach into your pouch?
I'm going to think in my mind that I definitely have enough gold in my pocket to pay for this thing.
Yeah. Steve says, "I think the guy was looking for, 10,000 gold or an interesting trade."
I don't have 10,000 gold. I do have a handful of maggots, though.
Probably something more than that.
Can Solwrench use investigate to try and see if there's any clues regarding what we might be meant to do in this place?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could invest. Yeah, probably more like insight.
Okay. Well, if it's investigate, it's a 10. Insight, that's a 23.
It seems more like just trying to. Maybe Deathbringer is probing your mind and picking up on like who your enemies are, or these people that you've encountered in the past, or just trying to learn from who you are.
I don't like this, guys. There's something fishy about this.
Well, if he's trying to learn who we are, if that's what you're thinking, then I mean, if it's Deathbringer, I don't have any real reason to hide who we are from him. So maybe we go back and talk to Mantro and Danville for a while.
But isn't this the reason that we had the signal? So that Deathbringer would know not to fear us and to be working with us? Wasn't that the whole point of Asmodeus's deal?
Maybe.
Yeah, but maybe this is what that triggered, for all we know.
How do we even know this is Deathbringer? For all we know, the angry one could be the warden of the prison that's keeping Deathbringer, or the leader of
I don't
rotting
think the
corpse.
bottomized guy has any guile.
Well, see, I mean, you can overanalyze.
But we don't even know that it's him.
Right, but
I don't even know that you're you.
Right. And that's the problem, is either you can take what information we're getting from this place and treat it at face value, or you can doubt everything. I might be here alone. You might be here alone. You might be trying to throw me off the path by suggesting this isn't Deathbringer who's causing this. So, at some point you got to fall back on what's normal, which is learning from your surroundings.
Yes, but when our surroundings are capable of attacking us and dealing great harm, there is cause to be concerned.
Well,
if our surroundings want to know just what a big dicks we were to Danville, I have difficulty believing that the head of the prison is going to use that fact against us, unless, I guess, it's Danville.
Let's pretend for a moment that this is not what it seems to be. I still don't think we're going to be able to get out of it unless we follow it through to its conclusion.
But that's another question. Is it even possible to get out of it? How would we even accomplish such a task? We are on ground that we've never been on before. This is an alien place to us, whether it is some kind of mindscape, another dimension, whatever. We don't have any basis to understand the rules of what we're dealing with.
Right.
We don't even know if the physics of this world are consistent, let alone, stable or whatever.
Well, I don't know what physicians have to do with it, but the only way you learn is by going through things. We can learn the rules of this world by interacting with the world, the same way we did when we were born. I mean, it's certainly true we don't know how to get out of here, but doubting everything's not right now going to get us any new information on how to do that. Talking to these fools at the table might. And if they want tactically important information, you can stop us from talking, but if they just want to reminisce about all the fights we had in the past, I don't really see the harm.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm still skeptical, but I will follow along.
Steve asks if you have anything other than maggots to trade.
You're still on that, Steve.
I have 2 worn elf boots.
Yeah, sure. You can have all these paintings. Get rid of them.
So wait, there was one of the three of us, and then what was the fourth one?
There was.
Well, there was one of Rothgar
Oh, okay.
with the three-headed beast set upon him.
I hope we get to keep these when we get out of here. I like the one of me and ice.
Yeah, so Steve grabs the boots. He's like, "Oh man, good I can replace these." And that's when Mast yells, "Hey, get me some more drinks!" And Steve's like, "I gotta get back to work."
Yeah, I think we can assume that that Steve isn't our Steve. Steve didn't really seem like the holding down a day job kind of traveler.
No, certainly not.
So I'm gonna go back over to the table and sit down.
Okay. You're sitting with Mast and Mantro and Danville?
Yep.
Okay.
So Danville, what you been up to?
Well, writing my life story.
Do you remember being captured by Rakshasas?
Captured by Rakshasas? No, I don't. No. No, I joined a band of Rakshasas, but I wasn't captured by them.
My mistake then. Hey, maybe we're here to rescue Danville. Just to show we can change. Maybe that's the way out. Not acting like we did all those times in the past.
I didn't catch your name. What's your name, friend?
Mitch Connors. Surely you remember Mitch Connors.
The return.
He's back. That name kind of. I have to check my manuscript. I'll have to check my manuscript, my draft. I think the name sounds familiar. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was a younger guy though.
Yeah, he was. He's a
Yeah.
butler.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm trying to remember. He was butler.
Remember he tried to clean your cloaks for you, but bollocksed it up, set them all on fire.
No, not remembering that.
Do you have your manuscript with you?
He's got a pack and he fishes through it and he puts this big old stack of papers on the table. He's like, "Yeah, right here."
All right, I'm gonna flip through it. Is it actually in like a real language?
It's written in Elven.
Okay. Can I read the last few pages of writing to see how he ended up where he is?
Yeah, you're. It talks about him raiding some kind of train, and it talks about he goes into how he, all these different people that he's killed, and he's, now he's a raider with the Rakshasas, and then there's some lines, like the very last paragraph. There's some lines through it, and it says you need to find. It says you need to go to Sigil and find the evocation tower if you want out of here.
I share that with my friends. And I ask the group, does anybody know? Does anybody know where Sigil is?
Would we know what Sigil is?
If y'all want to make what would that be? Arcana check or some
I don't.
some intelligence-based check, I would say. Just a general intel check.
I got a 6.
Okay. You've heard of it.
I got a 4.
Jesus. I got a 16.
Okay. Soul Wrench, you know that this is Sigil is the the plane of gates where people use to travel to whatever plane they want. And the one unique thing about this place, the sigil, is it doesn't change no matter what plane of existence or what place you're in. It's always the same.
Yes. I love it. All right. So, knowing what it is, do I have any way of understanding or knowing how to get there?
It would be unclear how to get there.
But-
Almost.
Would it be safe to say that Sigil is the city of doors? That I'm aware of that information?
Yeah, you know that they have towers. Each tower is dedicated to a certain kind of magic, and those are where the gates are. And then Danville says, "What'd you think? Good stuff, huh?"
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hey Danville, do you
Indeed.
know how to get to Sigil?
No, I don't know. Why would I want to go there?
Just wondering.
Okay.
How many doors are in this establishment outside of the one that we entered through?
How many doors?
Yeah.
1.
So just the one that we came in through?
Yep.
No other visible exits or windows or anything like that?
No, there's windows in this place. There's just 1 door.
Okay, just that door?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Steve if he knows where Sigil is.
Could always try your new magic key on the door.
Ah,
That actually makes sense.
is there a lock on the door?
No.
If the magic of that, if there's magic in that key, it may not need a physical lock in order
Yeah,
to operate.
I don't even assume it's magic. This is like a dream world, so key probably has some unusual property because we're not in reality anymore.
All right, so I'm gonna hold the key in my hand, and then I'll close the front door. Maybe put the key up against the door,
Hmm.
and then I'll open the door again.
And yeah, Danville just kind of cocks his head. He's like, "What are you doing?"
What do I see when I look out the door?
You just see that cobblestone road.
Awesome.
Hey.
Steve comes over and is like, what do you want, Sully? What is it?
We were just we're trying to find our way to Sigil.
Yeah, you probably just want to keep heading up the road, I bet.
All right. I was gonna try my best Maya Duren impression after this. So. Yeah, let's head up the road.
He's like, okay, yeah, see you on the next Ferris wheel ride.
God damn it, my brain's not working. Who's at the table again?
Matt,
Um,
Danville, and Mantro.
Oh, I shout over to Danville. Do you want to go on an adventure, Danville?
I don't know. What are you doing?
We're heading up the road.
I don't know. It's pretty nice here. You want to make a persuasion roll?
18.
Yes. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll come up the road. It sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Well, one thing we can never fault Danville for, he's always up for something new.
I know, that's why I figured I'd ask him.
He gets his pack together and he's like finishes his drink, and as soon as he gets outside, he's like, "Phew, man, I was getting kind of restless in there. I want to do something. Those guys just want to sit around and drink all day."
And this happens to him after he leaves? This
Yeah,
change?
Well, as soon as you get out the door,
Do we notice a change in ourselves as we leave?
no. He just seems relieved to be out of there. Like he said he was getting real antsy because they were just sitting around drinking, and he just didn't want to do that.
Okay.
And besides, that beholder was creeping him out.
How long have you been there, Danville?
I don't know. Too long.
I mean, your journal tells of adventures since last we met.
We've met? I think I remember Mitch here. I don't remember the rest of you.
Right. Soul Wrench just moves on.
It seems like these images are from earlier in our lives. These people are alive in the first room. This Danville remembers Mitch, but an earlier version of Mitch.
He sort of remembers Mitch. Remembers Mitch from like the first day he met him.
But he met Mitch on the first day that he met me, I thought.
Yeah, that's true. Guess you just aren't as memorable, Metal Man.
Clearly.
You were covered by drapes at the time. I'll bet you.
You were in a pile of laundry at the time.
Danville, you remember Dr. Drape?
Yeah. I remember him. He was pretty impressive.
See, maybe he only remembers alter egos.
Perhaps. This place is strange. Let's move on and
Okay.
find our way out of here.
All right. You guys start heading up the road, and you get about 20 feet and turn back, and the whole building vanishes again.
What do we see ahead of us?
Good night, Mantro, wherever you are.
Ahead of you, you start to see, it starts to get cold, and you see a forest.
Is there a path into the forest?
Yes.
Then we will follow that path.
Okay. Let's take a 5-minute break right there.
Okay.
Sound good? Soul Wrench is examining his life choices up until this point.